none of that really means anything because they do see us as the same. One thing I will say in reference to something that I want to put out there, he said something about how, and this is just my opinion, and I have many opinions about this particular statement, how the reason they're coming is um, because because the country's not shit and the leaders are not shit. That is true. But also the other reason is because, we're coming to America because America is is a big is the reason that Haiti is not doing well. Let's just speak for Haiti. I can't speak for everywhere, but I think it falls in line. And I spoke about this last night, or I mentioned it. The reason that Haiti is a shithole country, if that's what he wants, if how Donald Trump said, is because America has shitted on us. And many other places like France have shitted on us. And when you see people leaving their countries, these beautiful places like Africa and Haiti and Jamaica and Trinidad, these are places that other people pay money to go vacate in because they're so beautiful and the weather is so nice and the food just grows everywhere. The reason that people leave those places is because they're following the money. Resources in the wealth is being stripped from those places by the same supremacists that are putting their foot on our brothers' necks here in America and everywhere else, Canada, UK. And this is the one thing that we don't stop to think about. We're in a space, and I know that I know it has a lot to do with a lot of the nuances, like, people coming here. I know that this happens, that, like Godfrey said, there are people that come here and they think that they did this shit. They made this happen. They don't understand what and all that had to happen for them to even be able to get on a plane or even get on a boat and think that they can have the kind of lives that they have now. There has been a lot of sacrifices made by African Americans here, and let's say in America. But the one thing that, like I said to my sister yesterday, I was talking to Wendy, and I said the one thing that bothers me in always hearing African Americans say, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have a place to come. You immigrants wouldn't be able to be here if it wasn't for us. The one thing that bothers me with that is that, for one, I'm not an immigrant. I'm your brother, or I'm your sister or cousin, whatever I'm family. For another, it's easy. I can take that from, a Trumpster. I can take that from a white person, or, saying that. But to hear it from you, it's hard, because you see, I know that there's more than just us coming here. There's lots of Europeans coming in and out of this country. They're immigrants as well. There's other races that are coming in. But I feel like, just like in Africa, we get more smoke. The diaspora get more smoke when they're going there. I feel like we get a lot more smoke from our brothers and sisters in reference to the whole immigrant thing. But like I said, I understand that there is a system that is in place to make us feel that way. So I don't even blame them for having to bring that up. What I do not understand is, why can't we understand that, or why we can't get to a place where we could come together and realize that what is happening to all of us, not just some of us, and we're all victims in it. It don't seem like we get that part. It does not seem that we understand that we're all victims, but on different planes. It's funny because somebody mentioned when he said Akata, it doesn't even mean cotton picker, but it's still disrespectful, because even if it doesn't mean it, if they say it in essence to disrespect, it's still wrong. But there are things being said all across the board. And I think we're doing this to each other because we're the only people that we can actually hurt. When we think about how immigrants or other people come to America, it's because the white man allows it. This is his America. And we got to, I know a lot of people claim that this is their America, but to be honest with you, you can't stop the flow, because you make the rules, and that's just the reality of it. And it's not just here in America. As you can see, the Haitian president died, and nothing really happened until America showed up and they decided what was going to happen. They control things all over the world, and we're sitting here fighting for turf like a bunch of gang members. There is a lot of pain. And there are some pains that we as a whole, as the diasporans, we share in reference to our feelings about the continent. But I don't think it's really about the people as much as it is about it's about the leadership. It's about the representation, on the continent. I saw a clip, and I don't usually share things from ADOS, but I saw a clip and I thought it was interesting because it showed a lot of what is frustrating to our brothers and sisters here in America, as far as their relationship with the continent, and the realization that, we can't really depend on the continent to save us or to protect us, those of us that are not, from the continent, because they're not even doing a good job protecting our brothers and sisters that are on, born on the continent. I'm going to go ahead and share this clip, y'all.
As we go through what people are saying and what they're going to say, one of the things that they always say and that they're always going to say, in terms of, we got to be one with Africa's 54 countries on the continent. So like even saying Africa, even saying Pan-Africanist makes no sense. There is no uniformity. We've talked. There is no uniformity on the continent. There are divisions on the continent. There are divisions within the country. And you're going to do what with that? I'm looking for a Pan-Africanist plan. You're going to do what with that? You're going to talk because it's a vanity project. You don't want to make anybody mad. You don't want to make anybody upset. You don't want to make anybody frustrated, which makes you a weak person. I'm sorry. You're weak. If you don't want to make anybody upset, if you don't want to do what's best for this group because that will make other groups upset, then that makes you weak. And it means you don't care about me or the group that we're in or us getting a justice claim. You can't say, the dude said to me, well, I want reparations, but I also want to stop imperialism. Do you want to fly like Superman too? We're a bottom group, and we are downwardly mobile, falling fast, and you're going to talk to me about getting reparations is a hard enough thing. You're going to talk to me about I want to do that, but I want to stop American adventures abroad too. Have you been drinking? Like, who says that? That's not a plan. That's a scatterbrain nonsense. And people will tell you, well, that's not in the black radical tradition. Listen, it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful to listen to black radicals. I don't care whether you're listening to Bijoux or Malcolm X. I don't care, Kwame Nkrumah. All that is wonderful, great. But at some point, you got to get up off your lazy thinking self, and you have to decide which is the way forward for a 21st century globalized America that doesn't look anything like it looked back in the time when a lot of these people were writing. You have to have some political imagination. All you're doing to me online, folks, is regurgitating. You are regurgitating stuff that other people told you. You are regurgitating other thinkers. I'm trying to figure out when you're going to think for yourself. Listen, let me show you something. This is what happened. If we were going to do some kind of Pan-African project, the leaders who were gaining their sovereignty and moving in a direction where they were trying to stand up for blacks in this country, for ADOS in this country, those leaders would have had to live. These people, between 1961 and 1973, 6 African independence leaders were assassinated by their ex-colonial rulers, including Patrice Lumumba of Congo, who was killed 50 years ago today. This article was written a while ago. What I'm telling you is this. And I want you to look at this. Everybody from Lumumba to even when we talk about who else we got I want you to look at these. I want you to look at these African leaders. I want you to look at all of them. We got Sankara, and he was actually one of the most ahead of his time. Sankara, Biko, all of these people. You would need that kind of leader for a Pan-Africanist project. Because the country, a sovereign country, would have to take the lead because we're in the belly of the beast. At 14% here, we're the minority. They would have to take the lead. Right? But here's the problem. Not only were these leaders assassinated, these leaders were in large part replaced with African puppet leaders. So the leaders who were visionaries were assassinated and replaced by pro-Western puppets. What do you think our chances are? Who do you think? These are leaders who won't even stand up for their own people. These are leaders who won't even do what's necessary to make sure that their own communities thrive. These are leaders who run away with a bunch of money. Right? These are corrupt people who won't even do what's fair and what's right for their own people. And you're looking to start some kind of project with who? Or show me a tangible, quantifiable project that you've seen working, that you see may reduce the racial wealth gap amongst ADOS. Don't worry, I'll wait. I will wait. Y'all remember this article, the Nigerian state governor who dressed up in a dress to get away with a whole bunch of money? It's not just one thing. You're stealing from your own people. What kind of faith should I have that you're going to be there with me?
Okay, guys. So the way it ended, really, I have to say this, I don't usually agree with Yvette, but in reference to this particular clip, this particular video, I agree. And this is a lot. I mean, Africa is not even taking care of its own people. I mean, the leadership in Africa does not even take care of its own people. So a lot of times when you see people feeling some kind of way about Africa, it has a lot to do with the fact that you didn't protect us from slavery, and now you're still not protecting your own people. I mean, what has changed in Africa? Because, even if we don't know a lot about Africa, those of us that are in the diaspora, even if we don't really know the history in totality, we know that there was a lack of security, that millions of people were able to be taken off of the continent. We understand that there was a breakup in leadership. So that being said, when you think about the anger, when you think about the frustration, and you think about the way that people treat or, look at immigrants coming in, especially when it comes to those that are coming in and are also making you feel like you're not one of them. And I spoke on this yesterday. For the most part, there are some beautiful continentals and some beautiful immigrants coming into America. But I really truly believe that those people that are coming in with the I am superior mentality, and it's not many, y'all. Let's just say, it's just like anything else. You have a bad situation, or it just messes up your whole day. Well, you meet one African with this I am superior mentality. You just tend to think that, okay, they're all like that. And we know they're not, because we've met plenty good ones. But, it's always the bad shit that gets you. Now, going back to what I was saying, it's really about understanding that this person that's coming here, backstabbing, acting like they're better than you, moving into the white neighborhoods because they don't consider themselves Black. They were like that on the continent as well. Or they go back to the continent once they've done well for themselves and do that as well. They tend to float above the masses and think that they're superior. This is a part about character. It's about personality. It's about the person that you are. These people that you see responding to you this way when they come to, let's say, America, Canada, UK, or wherever we are, and they tend to think that they're better than you. They were like that on the continent. They were thinking they were better, and we have to understand understand the relationships that goes on in the places like Haiti and Africa and Jamaica and all those places. That is something that you need to understand. Like in some of these people's homes, they had people washing their clothes that look just like them, that speak the same language, and sometimes from the same village. To them, it's a normacy to think that they are better than some folks.